What's up, Epic Gamers? I have three movies that I hate more than anything else in the world. Number three is the Teen Beach Movie 2. Number two is Lego Ninjago the movie, and number one is Dumbo. And all of those, they're gonna get their own video at some point, but for now, let's just talk about Dumbo. Back in 2017, I watched Beauty and the Beast and realized that mega corporations like Disney just don't care about the consumer and only wish to wrangle me for every penny I have left. But suck on this, Disney, because my mum paid for that ticket. Yeah, I watched Beauty and the Beast in cinemas. The original Beauty and the Beast is in my top 5 Disney movies, so fight me. After watching a few of these garbage remakes, I finally made the choice to never watch them again. The Jungle Book, Aladdin, Lion King, Mulan, and Dumbo, and I never watched them. Until my dad bought Dumbo on DVD, and I watched it. So there we were, watching Dumbo instead of doing literally anything else. I predicted it would be bland, boring, heartless, and a cash grab. It wasn't. It was way worse. Part 1. This is not Dumbo. This is not a remake. This is a total rewrite. Let's go through scene by scene from the original Dumbo. First, the storks bring people babies, and then eventually they bring Mrs. Jumbo a baby. Nope, that doesn't happen in the remake. Secondly, Dumbo performs and is ridiculed. That happened, but not at all like it was in the original. Next, some kids tease Dumbo, so Mrs. Jumbo attacks them and she gets locked up. This didn't happen. Next, we meet Timothy, literally the main character. Not the titular character, but I would say that Timothy is the main character, because he's like the information bearer. He's the one with the lines in the main duo. So he's basically the main character. But in the remake, it just didn't happen. Timothy, nah man, we don't need him. Yo, go away. Timothy Mouse from the original Dumbo is not in the Dumbo remake. How can you remake a movie and just not put in one of the main characters? It's not even that hard. All you have to do is put in Dumbo, put in Timothy, bam, there we go, that's Dumbo. I think maybe if you had put in Timothy, I wouldn't be so mad. If they had just put in Timothy, I wouldn't have made a video about why Dumbo is my least favorite movie. I would have just kind of quietly accepted that this exists and suppressed it. But no, instead they were like, okay, we got Dumbo. What's the other thing? I forgot it. Yeah, whatever. It's probably not that important. And they just kind of swept Timothy out the window. They get drunk. That doesn't happen. Pink elephants on parade. Well, that happened. We get some guy blowing pink bubbles for some reason, because that equates to it. So since you don't have the drunk scene, and they end up in a tree, that means you don't have the crow scene, and you don't see the When I See an Elephant Fly song sung by the crows, and now the whole movie is messed up. How did this happen? So they've gotten rid of all of the major plot points so they can just insert their OCs, because what they've done is they've said, oh, we need to take this 50-minute short film and we have to turn it into this 2-hour-long movie. But I didn't want a 2-hour-long movie. I wanted a short Dumbo. I wanted to see Dumbo, but in real life. But they needed to stretch out the length because, I don't know, money or something. So they just were like, okay, how about we make Dumbo the side character, and we just have all these other characters that make no sense. So let's go through the plot of the Dumbo remake. Dumbo is birth. Mrs. Jumbo is sold. Not locked up, she gets sold. Danny DeVito gets into financial trouble. Dumbo learns to fly. Danny DeVito gets famous, sells his circus to a massive corporation who turns out to just want the newest attraction, attempts to euthanize Mrs. Jumbo, and then it turns into a prison escape movie just out of nowhere. I mentioned Dumbo twice in the synopsis of the new Dumbo. It's the titular character, yet the emotional conflict revolves around this dumb girl and her dad. I didn't come to watch Dumb Girl and Her Dad, the movie. I came to watch Dumbo, an elephant that flies. It's such a simple concept. How did you screw it up this bad? She has this key around her neck, which is never explained except in the end when she says to Dumbo, you don't need to fly with a feather. My key unlocks everything. And at that point, I just burst out laughing because I could not contain just how stupid this movie was. I don't actually know what I was expecting from that key, right? Because obviously it's gotta be a Chekhov's gun, but it's not like there's gonna happen to be some lock around. So, all it could do is... Dumbo! Use the Force!
I can unlock any door. And you can too.
My key unlocks everything. It is a skeleton key! Yeah, so I officially died in that moment. Can we please get an F for my brain cells? This wasn't a remake. It was a rewrite. There was so little in common with the original Dumbo. It's barely Dumbo. Timothy Mouse, the crows, the mean elephants, they're all gone from this new version. Disappeared, vanished. It's not Dumbo when you don't use Dumbo's best friend, damn it. The massive corporations at the top made this a mess because it needed to be a certain length. I would have rather a neat, tidy, short film, maybe about 60 minutes, about Dumbo and Timothy just like the original. But instead, I got a movie about Holt and his kids, and oh yeah, there may be an elephant here, but I don't know. I'm not asking for the second coming of Christ here. I'm talking about making the Dumbo movie about the titular character. The whole point of Dumbo was that everybody is against him. The elephants hated him, the humans teased him and locked him away and his mother. The humans in the story of Dumbo act as vicious monsters trying to get a little bit of entertainment. In the new Dumbo, they don't get drunk, they don't tease Dumbo. The circus folk are the good guys now. In a movie that could handle that well, it's a good premise. But in a movie about how bad humans are, having the main characters be a family of humans is not right. Look, I see what you're going for. Holt is missing an arm. What a freak. Dumbo has big ears. What a freak. To just cut out one of the main features of Dumbo so you can show off your cool one-armed guard see is pathetic. Oh, look at me, I'm Holt, I'm a war hero. Ooh, I don't like when elephants fly. Ooh, look at my arm and how no army it is. Isn't this a fantastic plot point that we will definitely develop later? I hate this movie. Part 2, this isn't animation. Because saying original and new just takes so much effort, I'm gonna call the original Dumbo and the new one Dumbo. Dumbo doesn't have much dialogue, so conveys things through animation and the 12 principles of which I covered in this video. Dumbo is real life, so there's no exaggeration. This guy can't stretch his ears, these clowns aren't as bouncy, Dumbo's flight isn't as exciting. Everything about this is so lame. It just doesn't translate to animation. I Think I Can is one of the best animated sequences in Disney history. Let's talk score for a moment. The Dumbo Score is one of the best scores in Disney history, and in Dumbo is played 3 times. 2 times were halfway and never to completion, and it plays again 5 minutes into the credits. It's the 3rd song in the credits. The Dumbo Score, literally what everyone associates with Dumbo in Dumbo is played during the credits. And then twice, during the movie, but not to completion. That score is one of the defining features of I Think I Can, and to cut out the score and that scene for no reason. Look, just watch this. Isn't that an amazing sequence? An amazing score, all brought together to create a dynamic sequence that draws you into the amazing world of Dumbo. Dumbo starts by Ken burning onto a train's face. I'm not even kidding. I am a train. Look how much I just moved right there. Oh my gosh, isn't this exciting? There were only 2 points of this movie when I went, oh yeah, that's a cool camera angle. This movie has no right to be this bad. I think what might have happened was some guy was like, hey, I want to make this movie about Holt and his kids. And Disney was like, hold up there, fella. We actually need to make a Dumbo remake. How about you just take Dumbo, put it in a couple times, and we'll be able to market it as Dumbo. And the guy was like, I don't know, I want to tell the story about Holt. No, you're making a Dumbo movie now. That's just how Dumbo came around. Part 3. This movie would not survive without it being Dumbo already. The time period was whack. There's very advanced roller coasters and power grids in this amusement park, despite it being the 1800s. It was all historically inaccurate. Characters high-fived when that didn't exist back in the 1800s. All I thought while watching this was, oh look, some actors. Acting. I'm watching a movie. I'm watching a bad movie. Fan service. I counted 10 I counted 10 shots of female underwear throughout this movie. Is that a weird thing in a kid's movie? Am I weird? Is it just normal? Was I paying too much attention? Am I looking too much into this? Why were there 10 panty shots in this movie? Everything was forced. Pink elephants, the girl character that I don't know the name of, and I'm not gonna bother googling it. All of it was so forced. The first 10 minutes were okay despite the lack of I think I can, but whatever. Part 4, all the characters suck. Girl I don't know the name of sucks. She thinks she's a scientist because she says the word experiment in times where it shouldn't be said.
I want to make scientific discoveries.
Toys.
They're not toys. They're for my science experiments. Breathing normal. Heart rate normal.
Well, looks like your breathing and heart rate are completely normal. I have learned so much from you. I am a scientist. Dude, you played with an elephant. You didn't conduct an experiment. You didn't use the scientific method. Shut up. This smells like deodorant. I just did an experiment. The
Scientific method
states that this smells like deodorant. Oh, it was so weird. He constantly ignored his children. There's a flying elephant that these kids discovered, and you don't listen to them all the time. But we're also supposed to be really sympathetic of him for some reason. I know Disney loves their haha, kids are right and the adults don't believe him trope. But lord, it's annoying after the 50th time. Ringmaster wasn't a main character. It's so weird having to specify this, but Dumbo makes him a main character for some reason. He has a whole plot arc and everything. He's not supposed to be a good guy. I came to Dumbo to watch a movie about Dumbo, not a movie about the Ringmaster. Okay, let's talk about the villain. Keaton is a perfect fit for this villain. My only complaint with his stellar performance was, why is there a villain in Dumbo? The movie about a circus. Why? There's a prison escape / rescue, a fire scene, an evil bad guy. It's so weird. Why does it exist? Dumbo has no reason to have a villain. The first one didn't have a reason. The second one didn't have a reason. But the second one did it anyways. It's just so dumb that everything was replaced. Why was this guy in this movie? What is going on? I think it was like a commentary on rich people, but it was made by these pompous jerks so they can renew their copyright. It's so stupid. Is Dreamworld like Disney World? Are you saying that this bad guy is Walt Disney? What does this movie want from me? Conclusion. This movie sucks. Don't watch this ironically, and don't watch Disney remakes. Stop supporting their shady business practices so they can renew their copyright. They only made $350 million off this movie, but renewed their copyright, so it's a success in their eyes and all wasted breath for me. Please don't watch this movie.